Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Diego with another fantastic video for you guys out there in K1 visa green card land. It's not legal advice, and I'm not an immigration attorney, and I do not work for USCIS. But this video is about if you are processing a 2-year green card, or you're processing a 10-year green card, you're in the process, you got the paperwork submitted, or you are applying for US citizenship, etc., and you get a speeding ticket, you're speeding, or you get a traffic infraction. What's going to happen to you? What's the status? Well, let me explain to you what happened here to Leonardo Fausto. Now, in June 2025, Leonardo Fausto, who was a Brazilian, he was seeking asylum in the United States. But he was detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement after he pled guilty in court to a speeding ticket in Franklin County, Ohio. So pay attention, class. Watch what happens to Leonardo. So Leonardo was pulled over for speeding in late May, and he appeared in traffic court, which is normal, on June 3rd of 2026, where he said he was guilty as charged for speeding. And as he left the courtroom, an ICE agent in plain clothes, he was wearing a baseball cap and a t-shirt, the ICE agent approached and handcuffed Mr. Faustito, or however you pronounce his name, and within seconds, he was then booked into the Butler County Jail and listed as a hold for ICE, or Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Now, a little bit of background information on this and his immigration status. Fausto and his wife, well, they left Brazil in 2021, seeking asylum in the United States, and he was working as a pizza delivery driver and a construction worker to support their 3 young children. Fair enough. He's working hard. Good. Now, his asylum application was denied last year. So apparently, it was a bogus asylum, right? Coming from Brazil. There's no threats in Brazil that I know of. But he appealed the decision. So he was under an order of supervision with ICE, which allowed ICE to track his phone and required him to follow local ordinances, including traffic laws, which means don't speed. Immigration and Customs Enforcement can detain individuals if they are removable from the United States and pose a public safety or national security risk. If you're speeding, that is a public safety risk. Now, Fausto has no active deportation order so far, but his immigration status and supervision under the order by ICE meant ICE could take him into custody, and he's been in custody. ICE uses immigration detainers to request that local jails hold removable aliens for up to 48 hours beyond their release date, so that way ICE can go and assume custody of these people. Now, Fausto's attorney says he is in custody without a deportation order, and they are seeking a bond so he can return home to his wife and family. They argue that even a local ordinance violation like speeding can trigger ICE action if the person is under supervision. His family obviously is expressing distress for his, detainment, especially with his children asking, "Where is Dad?" Well, Dad is being held because he was a public safety risk. Good moral character also is a major point in U.S. immigration law. Okay, that is especially important in green card and citizenship visas. Good moral character does, as I mentioned, look at an individual's criminal history and, quote, law-abiding behaviors. Speeding on our highways is not law-abiding behavior. Okay, although a traffic ticket such as a speeding ticket paid in a timely manner is not generally considered an offense that will rise to deportation. But I say, USCIS and Immigration Court can consider any violation, even minor misdemeanors, as a reason to deny an application. So, what am I trying to tell you guys out there in green card land?
Now, you do know how to drive a little bit?
Yes?
Yes. Put it in D.
What I'm telling you guys is don't speed. Don't get any speeding tickets. Don't run stop signs, etc. Perhaps a greater threat to your immigration status is improperly reporting a speeding ticket or traffic violation on your application. Okay? Now, it may be pretty unclear whether a moving violation can cause a problem with immigration, but omitting relevant details absolutely is a reason for denial. So if you do get a speeding ticket and you then getting ready to apply for your 2-year green card or 10-year green card, whatever the case may be, make sure you include those details in the application. Current policy mandates from USCIS and Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the ICE folks, they are very strict right now, okay? The law does allow states and federal agencies to set whatever lines it wants to flag and invalidate visas. So if you get in trouble with a minor traffic infraction and you're in the process of paperwork for immigration, notify immigration.
My name is Mike. I'm going to be your driving instructor. Welcome to our country, okay?
Now, while paying the fine is a typical consequence of committing a traffic violation, for non-citizens, the consequences can include being deported. It could. Now, speeding is usually classified as a civil or traffic infraction under state law. But, I say but, in some jurisdictions it may technically be a misdemeanor if the speed was significantly over the limit or involved aggravating factors like you were passing a school bus in a school zone, or you were speeding in a construction zone, or you caused an accident. Speeding alone is not a crime involving moral turpitude. CIMT is immigration's acronym for that. Or it's not an aggravated felony under U.S. immigration law. Okay? And for the most part, speeding cases do not involve criminal intent or moral wrongdoing. You're speeding, but you weren't intent on committing a crime unless you just committed a crime and you're running from the scene, right? I'm kidding. Now, however, any encounter with law enforcement, even for a simple traffic violation, should be fully understood when it comes to its possible impact on your immigration case. The secret is drive the speed limit. Don't run stop signs. Stay out of trouble, right? Now, for naturalization, USCIS evaluates good moral character. GMC is what they abbreviate it. During the statutory period, which is usually 5 years for folks on student visas, H-1B1s, etc., or 3 years for spouses of U.S. citizens, which is you guys out there in K-1 visa land, right? Speeding convictions or traffic convictions, traffic violations do not by themselves reflect poor moral character as long as the offense does not include reckless driving, DUI, or serious endangerment, right? USCIS does not typically deny naturalization based on a speeding ticket. Probation for minor traffic offenses, such as 3 months probation following a guilty plea for speeding. This is not treated the same way as a criminal probation, okay, for more serious offenses. So if you get your driver's license suspended for 10 days for being stupid, immigration won't hold it against you. But only if you disclose the act. Full disclosure is absolutely critical. Applicants must disclose all citations, arrests, charges, and convictions on Form N-400. Certified court records showing the nature of the offense must be included, and compliance with court orders must be concluded. And you got to submit all this information this is when you are applying for U.S. citizenship, which is Form N-400. If you try to hide or downplay the offense, it's going to lead to bigger problems than the offense itself, such as your U.S. citizenship case will be denied. In most naturalization interviews, okay, the immigration officer acknowledges that traffic violations are pretty common, and when properly disclosed to the immigration folks, it will not prevent you from getting your U.S. citizenship. But if you try to hide it, if you don't include it in your application, if you try to downplay it, don't be surprised that immigration will know about the offense already before you even open your mouth, and you will be losing your U.S. citizenship. I'm not saying you're going to lose your green card, but you definitely won't get approved for U.S. citizenship, and you're going to have to wait another 3 years to restore your good moral character reference. Thanks for watching the videos, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Don't forget I do a live stream on Wednesdays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Central Time. If you want to join as a member, if you want my phone number and email address, join as a member, and then you can call me and text me anytime you want. It's very easy to do. You just have to find my phone number and email address in the members only videos. And talking about our members, my wife Karina, my beautiful wife from Venezuela, who is currently waiting for her 10-year green card adjudication, we both would like to thank you guys who are current members of this channel, and we appreciate it. I mean, supporting the channel means a lot to us, and we just wanted to give you guys a shout out. See you at the next live stream.